In the face of a world that feels like it's going crazy, I'm continuing to work on a big dream of stepping more and more into my artist self. Hello, I'm Quinn Curtis. I'm an artist, a mother of 5, and I'm also juggling a full-time job as a marketing professional. So join me on this journey. This is my weekly artist vlog. When we commit and show up for any of our hopes and dreams, they invite us to confront ourselves in a way that nothing else really does. I think this confrontation is a big part of what stops most people from ever taking action on the things they really want. I know it's kept me stuck in my head for years rather than actually doing things I really want to do. When we actually commit to a hope or dream, all our doubts and fears will show up. It's just a natural part of the process. Working on our dreams can feel really good typically, but like in the war of art, we have to step into the ring every day to face ourselves to actually do the art or show up for the dream. I used to see this all the time with the entrepreneurs I mentored. We'd build out their big, beautiful vision of the business they really wanted to create and the brand they really wanted to step into. Then time would tell who would fight for that dream and keep showing up for it, which would naturally lead to that dream coming to life. Or time would tell who would get stuck instead and even give up on their dream. Some of the parts of myself I've had to face with taking my dreams seriously have been fear of not being good enough, fear of not being liked, fear of being misunderstood, fear of wasting my time, fear of old patterns repeating, fear of life being against me, fear of my dream not mattering, and fear of me not mattering. Drawing and painting are easy by comparison to navigating the minefield within my mind. The actual art isn't very hard compared to the work of facing myself and working through the internal resistance toward creating. There's a part of myself that would much rather just consume art, watching Netflix every day, getting lost in other people's books, going out to eat at lots of yummy restaurants, etc., rather than actually creating my own art. Consuming art can feel really exciting, and I love that feeling of being swept away into a fantasy world and a vision of the world that makes sense and has meaning. But creating art seems to be the way that I make meaning for my own life. The other tricky part about working with our hopes and dreams is that it's easy to believe our life will be better when the dream is fully here. This can make us impatient with the present moment, and even wishing to be rescued from it by our wish or dream being granted. We look at other people who seem to have what we want and minimize their journey, thinking that all they have was just given to them, they got lucky, and that we'll never reach our own dream. This feels like my dream is in my mind's eye in full color and detail, while my current everyday reality feels like it's in boring black and white. I crave that life and vitality that the dream promises to the point where I can feel like I'm starving and wasting away in my actual everyday life. It's a tricky trap I've fallen into many times. This can especially be true right now when the news can be so discouraging and it can feel like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. We can feel like we just need to survive life and that there's no time to do something so frivolous as work on one of our dream projects. We might even find ourselves checking the news regularly for some sign of hope that the world has finally got its shit together so we can start to finally do more of what we want. But I don't think we're meant to wait on the world. The more I come to learn about working with our dreams, the more I'm seeing how the real value in a dream is in integrating the building of it into our everyday life. Our dreams are more like sparks that can brighten up our paths rather than like wishes that are only granted to the lucky or blessed few. When we take them seriously and we take action on them regularly, they have the power to light up our everyday lives, regardless of if the dream ever is fully realized. For example, after the past few years of working on this artist dream, I can genuinely say that the days I do art are the days I feel better. The days I skip art or am too busy for art are the days when it feels then like life is overwhelming and impossible. Am I a fully professional artist who is living off the income of my art yet? Nope, not at all. So then is my dream wasted? Am I wasting my time when I work on my art each day? Absolutely not. Taking action on my artist dreams has infused my life with more life, energy, peace, joy, and meaning. Even when I see and understand this, sometimes that inner resistance feels too strong and insurmountable insurmountable. Life can feel too exhausting. My job can be asking a lot of me, and it can feel like I can't even muster enough energy to go sit at my art desk for even just 15 minutes. In times like this, I've struggled to muster the courage and win the inner battle to create rather than consume or be all consumed by things outside of my control. It's also so easy to think you can start living when you reach your goal. This type of thinking makes my everyday life really uncomfortable and makes me want to just rush through life to finally get to the better point I envision in the future. So lately, I'm trying to really embrace what life is right now and to build in things that help me enjoy today's life more. I'm more focused on building a life I love overall right now, bit by bit. This has led me to learning how to make sourdough bread. Yes, you're hearing that right. My grandmothers are rolling in their graves. This is the day we never thought would come. I've now been making bread 1 to 2 times a week for the past 5 weeks now. And is there anything better than fresh homemade bread? I don't think so. I'm also reading more fiction, especially before bed at night. I just finished reading Babylonia by Costanza Casati, and I loved it. What are you reading? Please let me know in the comments and send me your recommendations. I want to know about them. I'm also lighting more candles. It always amazes me how such a simple act can make the mundane moment feel more magical and help me feel more at peace. I've also been using luscious handmade body oil and soap, and I just discovered Luna & Co. soapery, and I absolutely adore their Hecate soap, and I'm obsessed with their Orisha Yamaya body oil because it smells and feels like heaven. It's incredible. I've also been laughing with my family a lot more, and if you haven't seen the latest Naked Gun movie, it is wild, but it made me and my husband laugh so hard that we couldn't breathe at parts, and it was also so ridiculously fun to laugh that hard with a theater full of other adults. So it was pure cathartic communal medicine for all of our souls. Recently, I celebrated Lughnasadh. It's one of the 4 Celtic fire festivals, as well as the first of 3 harvest festivals of the year. It's a time to take stock of what we've already harvested this year from our hopes and dreams that we had at the new year, so we can express gratitude and also adjust course as needed. As I've been reflecting on what I'm harvesting in my life right now, there is so much to be grateful for. I also recognized that I needed a renewed commitment to my art in order to harvest even more of my artistic dream over the coming months. As such, I recommitted to putting my art first in my days and have been waking up at 5:30 a.m. every workday this week to get in a few hours of work on my art dream before my job's workday starts and my family wakes up. I love pulling out embroidery when I still want to do art, but am energetically feeling maxed out. Drawing and painting can require more focus, whereas embroidery can feel really simple and meditative. I've been making some good progress on this new embroidered book cover I'm making, embroidering a lot of the flowers and leaves. I've also been adding lots of new art prints to my Etsy shop. It's felt really good to add some of my older art pieces as prints in my Etsy shop. I've added quite a few since my last update, including this charcoal bunny, one of my favorite charcoal pieces ever. My charcoal phoenix. I really like how the mock-ups in this one helped bring this piece to life even more. It's so fun to envision the spaces this piece could brighten up. Also this watercolor selkie, which has a lot of depth and meaning to me. Also this charcoal horse, which has been a favorite of my collectors. And this majestic charcoal elk or deer. And this charcoal girl with a bear, which has a lot of symbolism of protection, comfort, and courage. I also posted this charcoal butterfly, and didn't these mock-ups turn out so magical? And last but not least, this watercolor bear and birds painting, which is probably my all-time favorite watercolor piece, but I had been nervous about the prints if they would turn out. But luckily, the professional photographer's photo made all the difference, and these mock-ups really got me excited about how lovely these prints will be in whatever homes they go to. Also this week, I started a brand new charcoal piece, this octopus. I've really been missing working with charcoals lately, especially since I've been doing a lot more graphite and watercolor. But there's something about charcoal that feels so good to me to work with. I think charcoal is one of my core mediums. I wanted to draw this octopus because I love so much about them, like the fact that they can find a way to escape any container you put them in. For example, if there's a lid, they'll find a way to unscrew it from the inside to get out. This has a lot of symbolism for me right now, as there are definitely some containers I feel like I've been stuck in, like the resistance and fear I was mentioning earlier, that I am working on breaking free from. All in all, it's feeling really good to be consistently working on my art and my artist dream, alongside also intentionally enjoying my life and loved ones more. I'm also really appreciating how much starting my day with art is helping with every other aspect of my life, lighting it up and making life feel overall more meaningful and joyful. So, what are you creating lately? What resistance are you overcoming? What's something you're grateful to be harvesting right now? Also, what's something you want to nourish more and put more energy into to harvest more of what you hope and dream of this year? Let me know in the comments and know that I'm cheering you on. Your dreams really do matter, and you matter. You've got this.